Welcome to another Counselor Soapbox video. Today's topic is tobacco, nicotine, and smoking. One question that comes up frequently is nicotine a stimulant? Generally, in textbooks, it's classified as a stimulant, and at low doses, it is stimulating. But remember, nicotine is very poisonous, and at high doses, it acts like a depressant, depressing the body and may even lead to death. This effect of having both stimulant and depressant properties is referred to as biphasic. Pure nicotine is a toxic substance. It is as toxic as cyanide. 60 milligrams will kill a human being. But much of the potency of the nicotine is destroyed when the tobacco is burned. All of the types of tobacco contain nicotine. Tobacco can be smoked as cigarettes, cigars, or pipe tobacco. It's also available in smokeless forms as snuff and chewing tobacco. All of these are the result of differences in cultivation and the processing. Interesting to note that with 60 different varieties of Nicotiana species, only 2 are used for producing smoking products. Snuff is a product which is more popular in Europe than in the United States, but snuff is tobacco mixed with salts, moisture, oils, flavorings, and additives. Most people are familiar with the health problems of smoking, but social problems with smoking are also worth mentioning. Smokers are far more likely to be unemployed. Their rate of unemployment is 18 percentage points higher than non-smokers. Additionally, 2-pack per day smokers are 4 times more likely to be homeless at some point in their life. It's important for us to look at how people initiate smoking. The younger you are when you start to smoke, the harder it is to stop. A middle school child who smokes more than 1 cigarette has an 85% chance of being a lifelong smoker. The pharmacology of smoking. Nicotine is an acetylcholine agonist. It mimics acetylcholine at low levels. At high doses, nicotine retards acetylcholine transmission, or is an antagonist. This dual action is called biphasic. Nicotine also raises dopamine levels in parts of the brain. How does nicotine get removed from the body? Nicotine is largely metabolized in the liver. The lungs and kidneys also play a role in breaking down nicotine. Nicotine is eliminated largely in the urine and affects the kidneys. People need to smoke many times per day to maintain blood levels of nicotine as it's constantly being broken down. Next, let's look at nicotine tolerance, dependence, and cravings. Tolerance develops quickly. Smokers become physically dependent on nicotine. The half-life of nicotine is 2 hours, resulting in very rapid removal and need for more nicotine. This results in cravings. Withdrawal results in irritability, anger, moodiness, depression, and interpersonal conflicts. Nicotine's metabolic effects. Nicotine decreases the appetite for sweet foods. It increases the amount of energy that the body uses while resting. It also increases the amount of energy that the body uses while exercising. Pack-a-day smokers receive many doses of nicotine. If they receive 150 doses or puffs of nicotine per day, this amounts to 55,000 doses per year. No other drug is used with as many individual doses. This adds to nicotine's addicting effects. The problems with smoking are not restricted to the nicotine. Tars in tobacco are a major cancer causer. Carbon monoxide from smoking interferes with oxygen transport in the blood. Low tar and nicotine cigarettes are not healthier as humans compensate for the low tar and nicotine by smoking more cigarettes or puffing on the cigarettes more vigorously. Measurements of nicotine in tobacco, are done on smoking machines. Humans simply adjust their rate of smoking, which the machines can't do. Most people are familiar with smoking of cigarettes and the increased risk of lung cancer. But tobacco, whether used in a cigarette or other forms, also is connected to a number of other diseases. Coronary heart disease is twice as likely among smokers as non-smokers. Chronic obstructive lung disease, emphysema, is also higher. Smoking or tobacco use is linked to cancers of the larynx, oral cavity, esophagus, bladder, pancreas, and kidney. Smoking, tobacco use, is a risk factor for pregnant women, not simply to the fetus, but also to the pregnant woman. Tobacco can result in spontaneous abortions, preterm births, low birth weight babies, fetal deaths, early infant deaths, and nicotine is readily transmitted in the mother's milk if the woman elects to breastfeed. It's not only the smoker who is affected by the smoking. Passive smoke can take two forms. Secondhand smoke. If you're around it and you breathe it in, then you're getting doses of nicotine, tars, and carbon monoxide. We've also found evidence of third-hand smoke. When a smoker lives in a residence and then moves out, even after the place has been cleaned, tars and nicotine will stay on surfaces and re-enter the air. Babies crawling on the carpet where a smoker used to live are exposed and have higher rates of respiratory ailments. What happens when the smoker quits? If you quit by age 40, your health risks are reduced by 90%. The day you stop smoking, you stop doing further damage. And it takes about as long as you smoked for your risks to reduce. So the sooner you stop smoking, the better. While this series is largely focused on drugs, it's important to look at its connection to mental health issues. Among people who have both substance use disorders and mental health issues, more than half of all the cigarettes that are smoked are consumed by those people with a diagnostic and statistical manual diagnosis. There are high rates of smoking by those with major depressive disorder, anxiety, bulimia, ADHD. Increased rates of smoking are frequently found in those with psychosis, as in schizophrenia. Smoking cessation. Nicotine is treated differently than other drugs. Half of all living adults who smoke have quit. Most smokers quit on their own without formal treatment. Most smokers relapse in 6 months to a year. And most try to quit 7 to 15 times before they are finally successful. With treatment, which is largely behavioral in nature, people are 4 times more likely to quit smoking and stay quit. What ingredients are most likely to make smoking cessation treatment work? Controlling the nicotine withdrawal symptoms is helpful. Breaking the motor behavior habits is important. Teaching coping skills for thoughts, feelings, and situations that trigger smoking urges. There are two forms of treatment, which can be used separately or together. One is behavioral modification, and the other is nicotine replacement. Nicotine replacement therapy, NRT, involves the use of gum, which contains nicotine, patches, nasal sprays, inhalers, and lozenges. Use of nicotine replacement therapy doubles the number who succeed at quitting. Using nicotine replacement therapy and behavioral methods together can be even better than either separately. Currently, there are 2 approved medications to help people stop smoking in addition to the nicotine replacement. Smoking prevention is as important as treatment for current smokers. We have a change in the environment. More and more places are designated as you can't smoke here. People have to go large distances away from buildings to smoke, and many buildings are now non-smoking completely. Another prevention effort is to increase the price of tobacco by placing taxes on it. And more jurisdictions have laws which regulate where and by whom smoking can occur. Vaping is the newest thing, and it's still controversial. Is it harm reduction or simply a new problem? We'll look at vaping in a future video in more detail. What's ahead for the Counselor Soapbox videos? Well, more drug education videos, including more such as this one on specific drugs, and coming up soon, a series on mental health and wellness. If you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button, which is directly below. Comments are always appreciated. If you'd like to receive the new videos as they're produced, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching the Counselor Soapbox video channel. For more information on these topics, please visit my blog, Counselorssoapbox.com, where you will find over 1,500 text articles on mental health, substance abuse, and having a happy life. The David Joel Miller fiction and nonfiction books are now available on a wide variety of electronic booksellers' platforms. The pictures in these videos are courtesy of Pixabay and Wikimedia Commons and are licensed under the CC0 Creative Commons free for commercial use, no attribution required license. Thanks for watching.